I didn't grow up with my father in the house, for instance, then half of me is missing.
Mm.
It affects the boy child a little differently than the girl child, but it affects them devastatingly. It's going to show up it's going to show up in the love relationship. That part of me is missing. So if it's a girl child and her father wasn't in her life, then how can she relate to this man? She never seen a man love her mama. Tricky. So what do you get your information from? Internet, TV, family, friends, and you try to cobble together something of what you think should be a good mate, but it's kind of based in, something that's external instead of I grew up seeing it, grew up seeing my mom love my dad loved my mom. That is the prototype, but we're looking at what less than maybe 10 to maybe 15% of black kids from 0 to 18
Mm.
are seeing mom and dad
Mm.
grow up with mom and dad in the house. So we talk about nature versus nurture. What's the prototype for me growing up? So again, with children, more is caught than taught.
Mm-hmm.
So if I grew up in a traditional home and I see traditional gender roles, my dad cuts the grass and takes out the garbage, you know, you may do a little bit of housework, right? Or I see my mom cook all the time, clean, wash clothes. Those are traditional gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
So with, you know, women who are now way more educated, way more money, way more, bring more things to the table. So women wanted equality. So okay, boom, you got it. And with that equality came some consequences. So patriarchy kind of went out the window. So you wanted equality. The more equal you got, the less patriarchy became. You want a guy to hold the door open for you. You want a guy to, you want the man to pay the mortgage and the insurance and all the big bills. Well, now that you're bringing the same amount of, to the table, now everything's starting to even out. So since we doing the even out thing, then you take out the garbage. And then you got women who take out the garbage. You have women who will cut the grass.
Yeah.
I forgot the percentage of women who are going into marriages who can't cook, right? You were chasing that dollar and you got through school and you got that good job and you making this money and now you're ready to, but there were some things along the way that you didn't pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So you go into a marriage now, and the new school is different than old school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So millennials have a very different conceptualization of relationships, you know, especially if you grew up watching 80 hours a month of television programming.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. I
So gender roles are changing because it's adaptive. We don't have traditional patriarchy, we don't have traditional matriarchy. It's kind of like what we need to be in this relationship. So sometimes the roles change in order to accommodate the time that we're in, the zeitgeist that this, it's more of it's taking place now. But back in the day, when me and you were coming through, it's like you had to court this girl. You were the one who was doing the chasing. You were the one who was doing, asking her father, can I take her to the dance, or asking for that hand in marriage. And if you go back even further to the 40s, shotgun, you got the girl pregnant. You either get shot, you get married. There was no government interfering in our lives. We handled it. It's probably why I do what I do. My parents used to fight like cats and dogs.
Mhm.
And I used to take my little 35-pound body. Here are these two giants,
Mhm.
right? If you put it in perspective,
Mhm.
these two giants are fighting. If they don't get along, I'm going to die. Okay. As a child, children don't have the mental capacity and the intellect. I got to keep these people together. And if you got enough brothers and sisters, here's where your personality roles start to come out. One's a superstar, one's a comedian, one kid will be a highly religious, one kid will be a caretaker, one kid will carry the anger, one kid will be a scapegoat. All of these roles try to keep these two people together. So if mommy cheats on dad, then one of these kids becomes highly religious. I know what this family needs. This family needs some religion, and I'm going to bring it in here. Just like that. You hear these pastors say, I got my call to the ministry at a young age. If you ever ask them why, he'll tell you, yeah, did mom cheat on dad? Did dad cheat on mom? Where do you get that from? The children accommodate what the parents need. Parents need somebody to bring some decency into this house. Well, I'm the superstar. Basketball, football, honor roll, dean's list, chess club. I bring honor into this house. That was my job. So,
man, this is people should pay for this. We should put this on a Patreon or something. People need to pay for this episode because this this is good. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so what's harder for you to say? Is it I apologize? I need help. I love you. I was wrong.